Balenciaga just released Reptile shoes. Now, I don't know if they're laughing at our face at this point because when I saw the price, I couldn't believe my eyes. Now, maybe they're just feeding into the conspiracies, or maybe there's some type of deeper meaning behind this. But this made me realize everyone forgot about the ad campaign in 2022. One of the most disturbing things I have seen any brand do. In case you forgot about it, we're gonna dive deep into this today. We've all heard of Balenciaga, but for me personally, this was never something I ever thought about buying because style, just not for me, but also the stuff that they wear on their runways and the way that they walk always creeped me out. Now, sometimes I'll just go and search and see their new ad campaigns and their new runways just to see what they're up to next because to me, this looks demonic. I mean, the way they walk, the way they dress, their runways, there's always something spooky about it, just in my opinion. Now, when you go into the ad campaigns themselves, the whole world went into shock in 2022. Now, this happened in November. Balenciaga released an ad campaign featuring children holding teddy bears dressed in bondage style outfits. This combination of children and explicit themes sparked a widespread outage. Now, I'm happy that social media is a thing because of stuff like this. Now, this ad was widely condemned for sexualizing children and because of all the BDSM imagery. Critics even saw it as an attempt to shock audiences with disturbing themes, leading to a massive backlash. Now, I hope this wasn't their intention, because when I sit back and think about it, the person in charge of these ad campaigns, you're doing it for a company that is bringing in billions of dollars. You know what's gonna come. You know how the reaction is kinda gonna be. Now, was this an attempt to bring all of the eyes on this company, have their name in the newspaper, and you got a little bit too much backlash, so then you had to apologize? You got a lawsuit, so now you have to apologize? Because when you see the ad campaigns after this, just very shortly posted after this, it has a similar theme and it's still very disturbing. You know, fool me once, shame on you, but fool me twice? Let's take a look. Just weeks later, Balenciaga's spring 2023 campaign drew even more criticism. This time, it featured a photo of a handbag with a document related to a Supreme Court case on child pornography laws. This inclusion of the document was seen as an alarming choice, of course, fueling theories about Balenciaga's intentions. Because of what happened recently, the brand claimed that the document presence was an error, but the damage to its reputation was already done. Now, I know the picture is kind of hard to see what's actually written on the court case document, but it is Ashcroft versus Free Speech Coalition. You can go read that court case on your own time, but I just told you what it's about. I want to go back to the old ad campaign we were just talking about really quickly. I want you to see this piece of tape on the bottom left of the picture. Now, Balenciaga is not spelled that way. This is misspelled. I don't know if it's on purpose or if it's on accident, but it is spelled B-A-A-L. That is ball. Now let's go to Google Translate and let's type in Balenciaga, but let's spell it with two A's and space it out. B-A-A-L space N-C space Aga. Ball is the king. Now, if you know who Ball is, they sacrificed children to Ball. Let's talk about the next ad campaign. And in my opinion, this is the most disturbing one of them all. This is called the Garde-Robe campaign. So Balenciaga's Garde-Robe campaign featured a seemingly ordinary office setting. But people noticed the books in the background, and one of the books was written by a controversial artist known as Michael Bormans. This guy is known for painting very disturbing pictures of children. Now, I'm not going to show you the artwork on here, but if you want to go search it, I gave you your warning. Some of the images are very disturbing. That artwork, in my opinion, is just not my cup of tea, so I'm not going to show the images that I'm talking about, but I will show you one, and it's this one. And something that I found very interesting about it is that Kim Kardashian was wearing something extremely similar to this. Now, Kim Kardashian is known for being an ambassador of this brand. She used to be one of the biggest. She would always wear Balenciaga stuff. Not only did she wear this that looks very similar to what Bormans drew, but also Remember that tape I was talking about that was misspelled to Baal? She also wore this outfit, just taping herself up and stuff that says Balenciaga. Now it's written normally on her, but just something to think about. Maybe Kanye was right. Now, there's a couple other ad campaigns that we can talk about, but another unsettling element associated with Balenciaga involves the alleged use of hyper-realistic mannequins that resemble real-life children. These mannequins, designed with an eerie, lifelike quality, sparked conspiracy theories about the brand's use of disturbing visuals in connection to child imagery. Now, critics claim these hyper realistic dolls add to a pattern of strange child imagery in Balenciaga's aesthetic, but the brand has not directly addressed this. The use of such lifelike figures has only fueled the ongoing suspicions around Balenciaga's creative direction, or whatever you want to call it. But this leaves me wondering, and many others, why do they repeatedly do this? Why do they always want us thinking, what's really going on here? I mean, this looks way too realistic, and I'm sure someone looks exactly like this. Now, this might be one of the most important parts of the video. If I'm walking down the street and someone is wearing Balenciaga, I am not disgusted, yelling at the person, saying, "What are you doing?" No, because not a lot of people know about this stuff. Me, this is pretty much my job. I just research this stuff. But when I see someone like Playboy Cardi, who wears Balenciaga, Lil Uzi Vert, who wears Balenciaga, Marina Abramovich, who has worked with Balenciaga, when I see this stuff, I start to question, because everyone, those celebrities know. They have stylists. They're very well connected with this kind of stuff. They know what goes on in the background. When I see them wearing this stuff, till this day, they still do. Now I start to question. And I start to see what kind of work they do, what kind of imagery, what kind of music they're singing. And then you really start to realize that fashion, music, art, it's all connected.